I might have to swallow a humble pie, and not what I thought Shidulu had. It was not a scrap hair. We are looking closely to find out if it was a steenbok. Look at that. How wonderful is that? We're going to turn around the car and see what she has. We might see her hoisting it up the tree. Tell me, David, where to stop. Keep going. And I again apologize for having thought it was a scrub hair, because she has been eating it for a very, very long time, and she would have finished it if it was a scrub hair. But now this one to me looks like a steenbok, and a male steenbok. And either she had the kill before we got here, because we just saw her jump up from the tree all the way down, and she started eating, and there was no movement, there was no running, there was no stampede, so we got a feeling she must have had it before. Look at the strength of the muscles, or the neck muscles, and definitely now she is looking for a tree to hoist her dinner. We are very, very close to the camp, as I said earlier, about 800 meters or so from the camp. And let's very quietly follow her and find out where she is going to place her kill, because you never know. And that will be a great moment like Tingana last night. So let's... And there she might be going. Let me move forward a bit. David, sorry. Oh, there she is. A quick jump. Sorry, we better say where we are. She just jumped very quickly. Look at her, look at her. How marvelous is this? This is epic, eh? Excellent casting. In final control, she says, awesome. Please, viewers, send me your feelings. Tell me what you think about all this that I'm watching here. In one word, tell me, how would you describe this sighting? In just one word, Twitter, hashtag Safari Live. And please keep following us on the YouTube chat stream. I couldn't ask for more from Shidulu. Wow, I'm still breathing and imagining what could baby elephants be thinking about leopards.
Not very much, I don't think. I suppose they think there's a distaste for spotty things. We'll stay away from them. Oh, look. I mean, that's just too wonderful. The horror of a kill to the glory of a suckling infant. Too special. As I was saying a little bit earlier, you know, there was such a peaceful feeling around the tree where Tingana was feeding, despite all the crunching. And yet if one thought about the horror from the impala's point of view, well, it isn't peaceful at all. But if you don't happen to actually be the victim, it's just magnificent. And now, likewise, that impala sits hanging dead in the tree, the steenbok the same, and yet here we are with this completely precious creature. So I suppose it really does depend on perspective. It is beyond cute. We had a lovely question 2 days ago about whether or not elephants are ever too short to reach their mother's teats, and that was a really good question because it does look like it. I would put this elephant at roughly 6 months of age, and obviously not too short at all to suckle. I mean, that is magic. That really is magic stuff. We'll just have to watch out a little bit here. We are slightly blocking her way. Kirsten asking in the final control if I think this could be the same Ellies from this morning because they had a tiny baby with them. I don't know. Could be. Could indeed be. Oh no, here's a youngster coming to say, stay away from my family. If you say please, I'll back up. How's that? You've got a cheeky lot, you elephants. Hello. Very big and strong. I'm just going to move back, just so that the mum there can move past here without feeling threatened. She's not giving any signs that she's threatened, but she is kind of indicating that she wants to move this way. So let me just back up a bit.
All right, everybody. So I just want to introduce to you our wonderful game scout. This is Ephraim. Now, Ephraim, how long have you been working here on Djuma?
I started working here like in 1999.
1999. So it's nearly 20 years. That's almost as long as I've been a guide. I started in 1998. That's pretty impressive, Ephraim. And this termite mound here, you said something very important happened here.
Yeah, here because we got a Gurula. We got a Safari, the mother for Gurula. Was getting the birth. Gurula was born here. Was Gurula and his brothers we call Matimba.
So Safari was the mother, and she gave birth to Karula and
Matimba.
Matimba. And what year was that?
It's 2004.
2004.
2004.
Wow.
And from there, Matimba was close to Manyeleti, and Gurula was staying around this area.
Okay.
And Gurula, you've got two cubs. We call Tandy, and the other one was calling the one from the west. I couldn't remember.
It was Tandy and Shadow.
Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shadow was burning down here, and Tandy.
Yeah.
And from there, it started to be split. Like after a year and a half, and Shadow is close to the west. And then Tandy is staying here, and Tandy started to be moving more south to Chitwa.
And now she's got Tlalamba.
Yeah, it's nice to get Tlalamba now. He's staying around that area.
But it all started here with Safari, and Safari had one eye.
One eye blind.
So one eye blind, and you don't know how that happened?
No, what's happened like in the west, we're not sure.
So she arrived here with one eye.
One eye.
She gave birth to Karula
and Matimba.
And Karula then gave birth to Shadow and Tandi. And Tandi now gave birth to Tlalamba.
Yes.
Wow, it's a nice little history there, hey? And nice to know that this is, well, you know, not where it all began, because obviously Safari had to have come from somewhere, but a nice sort of timeline of events with the leopards of the area. That's very nice.
Yes, and also the second cubs was in Nduna and Shivambalan was born.
Shivambalan and Nduna, that was second cubs of Safari.
Yes, the second cubs was born like a Buffelshoek dam site.
So this was the first den site. Then she went Buffelshoek. And you don't know the fathers?
The fathers, I was forgetting, because the father was staying like in the west the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, this father was coming across here. I forget the name for the father.
Okay.
But it's a long time.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
But that's nice to get the timeline. And folks, well, we have to speak to the locals and the people that have been here for all these years. We're still new on the show, especially me. I'm one of the newest here in this particular area. But Ephraim's been around for nearly 20 years, and that's absolutely fascinating. So thanks, Ephraim. Nice one. And this is our game scout. He's with us. He's looking after us. And, well, he knows everything that's been happening around here for the last 20 years. So fantastic.
I'm trying to think of better framing of what David, the cameraman, has done, and I could not think of a better show than what he has done. And he has told me this is what we would call natural framing. Just look at that on your screen. Shidulu. And yes, I've been waiting to hear the words. Vela, you say that's magnificent. Thank you very much. And if I was with my friend Sebastian, he would have said, yes, that is magnifique. Eh? Please keep streaming in your words. Please, just one word on hashtag Safari Live Twitter, and let me know what you think of this out-of-the-world sighting and the framing that David has done there. It's so very natural.
Fast asleep. Hello, everybody, from Easton Elementary School in Iowa. And, well, this is a fascinating one. Locust Grove Middle School in Virginia. I hope at Locust Grove there aren't too many locusts, because I can imagine having school in amongst swarms of flying insects would be something scary. My name is James, and on camera today we have got Senzo. As Senzo's 3 fingers flashing onto the screen. And what we have over there is an enormous male leopard who is, well, fast asleep. And I'm going to show you, when you come back to us after we've chatted about him, why he is so fast asleep. But he's about, probably 1.5 times the size of the first leopard you've seen. And I have to tell you, it's not every time that we see 2 leopards in one drive. I know that all of you are on your first school safaris with us. And, well, sometimes we don't see any leopards at all. And you've seen 2 already. One of them much more active than the other. Dara, this cat who's full of food will probably sleep for roughly 18 hours a day. Sometimes even more than that, sometimes a bit less. I have seen leopards sleep very little. But between 12 and 18 hours, I would say. And that's a very long time. I mean, the average human being requires between 6 and 8 hours. Nicholas, in this area, remember, leopards, the same species of leopard, extend all the way from the Western Cape of South Africa, which is the very southern tip of Africa, all the way up through the Middle East, down through Southeast Asia and India, and into the far east of Russia and China even. So leopards eat different things where they happen to live. In this area, impala form a large part of the diet. That's the sort of medium-sized antelope, most common antelope that we get here. Steenbok, dwarf antelope, which is a much smaller antelope than the impala. They're also quite important food source. But they'll eat anything, leopards, you know. They'll eat fish and termites and birds and all sorts of things. Terrapins, which are like tortoises, lizards, tortoises, porcupines. But in this time of the year, impala is what they like to eat, because the impala are rutting, which means the males are setting up territories and trying to herd the females into those territories, and they're not concentrating sufficiently to avoid predators. Lily, there's an old saying in English, you know, that goes, a leopard cannot change its spots. And that is absolutely true. Leopards don't change their spots from the day they're born to the day they die. Their spots just get slightly bigger than the ones you're looking at there. And no 2 leopards have the same spots. And that's really not so amazing. It would be much more amazing if every leopard had the same spots. For example, if you look around your classroom, of course, nobody looks the same. Everybody looks slightly different.
So remember, kids, of all the predators we got in Africa, it's only the leopards will eat their food from up the trees. We got 3 main predators, or 4, in Africa. We got leopards, we got cheetahs, we got hyenas, and we got lions. So what you're seeing now, the leopard, because there's what we call predator competition, that means all the predators, all these animals that eat other animals, that's what I mean by saying a predator. They'll always compete for each other for food. And because leopards are able to climb trees, they are the only animals, or they are the only predators who will take their food up there, and nobody will get close to their food. Don't you think they are clever, kids? Jack, you'd like to know if leopards have natural enemies. Yes, they have. Because here in the wilderness, here in the bush, sometimes size is very important. The other predator I just spoke about was the lion. And if you look lions, I'm sure you've seen them in documentaries or on our shows on Safari Live, lions are much bigger than predators. And hyenas too are much bigger than leopards. So if there is a fight over food or any other reason that would bring a conflict between the two, leopards will surely say lions are their natural enemies, or hyenas. They are bigger than them and much stronger. Well, having seen all the skulls in the tent there with Raf, we got our beautiful leopardess moving, and she's just right there. And she just came down from the tree, and we initially thought she's going to have a little nibble on her kill. She chose not to. Look at that belly, kids. See how full she is. And either she is going for a drink, or she might. Sometimes they have been found to hunt or bring someone else down or get another kill, even when they have one with them in store. So we'll follow her very slowly and find out where she could be going, either for a drink or maybe hunt something else. Madison and Selena, you're asking how large can a leopard grow? This particular one here is a female, and she is fully grown. And leopards, the females could be anything between 35 kilograms to 50 kilograms. The very big ones would be about 110 pounds in weight. Now, the males are much bigger, and some are almost 150 pounds in weight, or 70 kilos. So we're trying to go very close and see how big she looks. Just give me 1 minute and get close to her, and we shall be able to now to size her up and know how big they can get. But just not most important, males are always bigger in size than females. All right. And now, kids, you notice she looks black and white now. And that tells you we have gone to what we call infrared. And what infrared does, it helps us not to shine very strong light to her face, because you do not interfere with the animals. So if you use a spotlight or very strong light from the car, it's not very friendly to the animals. So what we got, or we are showing you now on the screen, looks like black and white, and that's what we call infrared. And that tells you she's very comfortable, and she's just looking at us, or maybe she's listening to me, or most likely she is looking at you. Kids, can you tell me who she's looking at in the class there? Please put up your hands and you tell me who it is.